Alec, what is your favorite season of Survivor?
I don't remember what I've said. You can't
Oh,
like Pearl
Pearl
Islands, right?
Islands.
I think that's what I have. Yeah.
It's gotta
You
be
you
Pearl
testing
Islands.
me now? What's going on? What is this?
It's not a test.
There's
It's an opinion-based question.
20 questions. What's going on here? Yeah, we're here, but we're here at the beginning season 11. I'm like frantically looking for wherever I put my
He's
pen.
panicking at this point.
I'm
Sometimes
panicking.
in
I'm
the game of
panicking.
Survivor, you just need to remain chill. Sometimes it's the best way to go. Everything's under control if you trust your alliance, which I am your final two, ride or die. If you trust me, you wouldn't be panicking right now. And
You
it's
trust
kind of
me?
freaking me out, making me think you might not be a good alliance partner. I don't know.
Okay, so both these pens are out. I don't know where the other any of my other pens are.
The pen will be
What's going on
supplied
with
to
the
you when
pens?
you go up to vote, Alex. Do not panic. You know, it's like I thought I wanted to be an alliance partner with this guy, but he's just looking for a pen. I keep telling him there's gonna be a pen when you go up to vote. You don't need
Can you
to bring
imagine
a
if
pen.
if they had to search around for like pens or
You have to
whatever, like
find
if they're
the
you
marker
have to-
to write to be able to vote. If you do not
Can you
find a
imagine?
marker, you're not gonna vote. So sometimes you'll have episodes with just two people voting.
I found a pen. It's not the pen I normally use, but it is an A pen. Now that's what I get when I don't when I don't clean my room. That's what I get.
I
I
know
can't
what you
find
mean.
anything.
I know what you mean.
So-
Just like you're out in the islands.
You can't clean your room,
in the Maya
you know?
Empire
Mm.
when you just done an 11-mile hike.
Your 11-mile hike through the woods. That was okay. Yeah. So last episode,
brutal start.
So let's actually do our real introduction. Welcome back to our reaction. Survivor.
Welcome back to Survivor Guatemala. This is episode 2. If you're new to the channel, we do Survivor every week. We not only talk about an episode of Survivor, but you can also see the highlights of our reaction to Survivor. But I'm a huge super fan of Survivor, and I'm taking my friend Alec along on his journey chronologically from the first season of Survivor. We've gone from Borneo all the way through Palau. Now we're on Guatemala. You can see our reviews of every season and reactions to every episode since Thailand. Okay, but
Yeah, we've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah,
doing it for a while. I have no words.
it sounds like you do not have a reliable alliance partner here. You
You
cannot find a pen, so I can't even trust they'll have a vote tonight at Tribal Council. This guy, I don't know if I want him in my alliance. He hasn't been able to find a pen yet.
He's been able to find a pen yet. He can't write
The
notes.
whole game is just like Survivor pens. It's just like everything's about. You need to have your pen if you want to have a vote in this game.
Do. I'm voting for Alec. He didn't have a pen at that last.
This guy has not been able to find a pen for 5 weeks. He's not going to be any use to me in this game. He's not voted one time yet.
I had a space pen at one point. Not writing for this show, but I have a space pen somewhere around here. I don't know where I put that. I feel like I need to find that at some point.
All you need is a cup of pens, all right?
Where do they all go?
Space
That's my
cup.
question. I had one at home.
Just buy
but
a pack
it's
of
not
pens.
here.
Like only get like a freaking 10-pack. Get one of
Oh
those.
wait, I got more pens.
Oh, wait, I
I
have
know
a
you're
10
right. I
pack.
do have pens. They should be somewhere around here.
This is a mess.
Pens.
Looks like this guy's looking for an idol.
Pen Island, you could say.
My
Like,
friend
Alec,
Alec here has not seen. He doesn't know anything about the future seasons of Survivor.
Pen Island.
So he only knows up until Guatemala.
Do well.
And so
remember.
he's in a unique spot where he's like he's in a way back time machine
Here at Pen Island.
where Guatemala was first airing. So he doesn't know about all the seasons to come.
You'll do
And that's
well.
where we're keeping him in. So we're having a unique presentation. So some later seasons, it's going to be fun to see his reaction to
That'll
that.
do. Alright, I got something. That'll actually work.
But I mean, there's a first this season. It'll be coming up. It'll be interesting to see his reaction to that. But stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, stay tuned. I don't know what you said at all.
Okay. Well, did you get one suitable pen? Can I rely on you tonight at Tribal Council?
Yep, you can.
Thank God.
Right here. Here it is. It is a Papermate
It's like we only got.
medium permanent marker.
We might only be 2 votes in this tribe, but none of the rest of the tribe can find pens. So I think we're good. We're the only
You okay?
pens. We're the only pens out here. We're the only ones voting. This is great. All right. So previously we had the premiere of Survivor Guatemala. How are you feeling so far?
Boy, this is probably the most intense beginning ever.
Mm-hmm.
A little weird that we're bringing Stephanie and Bobby John back so quickly.
Right.
Don't know how I feel about that yet. I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. It's a little weird, I think.
I guess it was such a big TV thing at the time. These like the decimation of this tribe, and Stephanie. They even said at the end of that last season, she's like one of the most popular female players of the game so far. She was really popular at the time, so I guess they wanted to ride that.
Give them both a fair shake, I guess, to a degree, but I mean, it's going to be.
Degree,
I don't know. I don't know
really
how they're ever going to get very far.
More
though.
iconic entrance would have been, you see Wanda and Jonathan coming down off the top.
Yeah.
It's
the
like,
people
oh my
get
God, is that
cocked at
Wanda?
the beginning of the show. Is that Wanda?
Everybody's
Is that her?
starstruck,
Yeah.
Wanda
and
is
Jonathan.
a personal hero of mine. You're the reason I'm here. You're the reason I'm here. They have the same conversation.
So, and that's interesting because that means they didn't. Some of these were being filmed, like I guess concurrently with the finale, but like this is one where
I have to again look at the schedule because if it were Modern Survivor, then she would have already filmed the season before that finale.
Yeah.
Because that's how they air them, like or before the reunion. Because as the reunion's going on, this next season was already recorded.
I mean, really, this is who we really needed.
Can you imagine at the top of the Maya steps?
Produce Ryan.
Produce Ryan and Wanda. Oh my God, icons.
I got the icons of the
roaring
game.
applause. Oh my God, yes. Finally.
I actually would have jumped for joy if it was Rory, though.
Rory Freeman?
Rory.
Yeah, he probably would have been cheesing it up too. So happy to be there.
Yeah.
Good
stuff.
But yeah, previously we had you gave Gary your MVP award, Gary Hogaboom.
Gary Hogaboom, who's the NFL player,
posing
keeping
as
it
Gary
undercover.
Hawkins.
Yeah, he's keeping it low key. Which I just found that fun and engaging, and he seems like he could be an interesting player. We'll have to see. It's always difficult to tell early on because early on people can just get voted off on a whim. It seemed like this time around, person got voted out. I didn't even write down her name. That's horrible. But
Jim.
Jim.
Jim got voted out.
Jim,
the old man.
Wasn't a woman.
Wasn't a woman.
So why did I think it was a woman?
I don't know, but remember we went to the tribe and it was all the men that were dying.
Oh yes,
and you had to choose which one was dying the worst.
Yes, all of them were dying, and he was like falling apart basically.
The old man just had like his arm was in a sling.
Yeah.
So let's put the old man out. So that's what it came down to there. It was just because that freaking 11-mile trek had everybody dying over there.
Yep,
so it's like,
that's right.
There wasn't much strategy to it.
Yeah, said Bobby John got dehydrated and had leg cramps. Yeah, and I remember some people were like, wow, I can't believe he's of all people is like getting wiped out. And I was like, yeah, because like this is brutal.
So we had the two tribes were Nakum and Yasha.
Yep.
And so
Stephanie
for the first time did not attend a tribal council, winning immunity here.
So. The very first time that she didn't have that happen.
So hopefully Bobby John will get one win under his belt at least. Nakum won the reward challenge, or I guess that was the 11-mile trek challenge to get the initial supplies.
So yeah, they get the supplies. They get the best camp. But then all guys are retching and dehydrated. Yeah, they were all like throwing up and they're horribly dehydrated, and
it was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was brutal. It was like, as a talk about a grueling first thing to do.
It's probably too grueling, right? If you're getting to the point,
definitely too grueling.
If you're getting to the point where they can't even strategize, it's just like we're gonna vote out who's dying the least, or the most.
Yeah,
it's kind of like detrimental almost, right?
They can't strategize and they can barely perform. They can barely eat. They can barely do anything.
Like, I don't know
It's
how
like
entertaining Blake can be when he's on his deathbed over there.
this is like day 21, like how everyone's feeling right now, as opposed to day 2.
Yeah.
So
even day 21, you don't have people like in this state.
Yeah.
Even Shauna in her worst of times, falling apart was not like this.
Falling apart.
So it's pretty crazy, pretty gnarly start. But all right, if you want to see the highlights of our reaction, click the link in the description and come back afterwards for our discussion. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, well, one thing that's really interesting about this, Morgan's out. Morgan got voted out.
Yeah.
We saw so little of her.
Mm-hmm.
All we got was basically like B-roll of like her just lazing around at camp. That's basically all we got.
Yeah.
That's how little they had to work with. So like that in and of itself tells us that she was not, no one really talked to her too much at camp. No one really interacted with her terribly a lot. So no wonder she didn't see it coming. Because like no one voiced any like, you're not working or anything like that. No one got like really upset at her and called her out for it. Really, it seems like anyway.
They just kept it to themselves.
Yeah, they just kept it to themselves and they just stewed, and then they just let it out at tribal council on paper. They didn't even let it out like publicly at tribal council.
I guess it's a way to keep them unified if everybody's
on board to
was
get rid of the lazy.
Be her or Lydia was the decision. Literally, just came down to one's better. There's a lot more work around camp. One's apparently better in challenges. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
Better. It seemed pretty negligible to me, but
same.
I guess Lydia's the older, least athletic. They made a point to say she's the least athletic there, so I guess so. But
just because she's a short lady, I guess.
Older than the others, but
yeah. But hey, she's a fishmonger, so. Yeah.
There you have episode 2 of Guatemala.
Episode 2.
What's up?
Yeah. All right. Well, this is an unusual, maybe not an unusual episode, but it was weird. We spent a lot of time on the first challenge.
Yeah, they just let it all play out, huh?
Yeah, that was a little strange. I thought more was going to come of Blake's heavy breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like he woke up the next day. He's like, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm going to go fishing. And then it cuts back to him like heavy breathing again, like.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like
3 hours later.
That child goes to vote, if that's always just going to be the topic of discussion. It was just like, oh, Blake's still dying.
Blake's losing it. Blake's got some illness, and we don't know what's going on.
But Judd is not happy with Blake resting all day. All he does is lay around.
He's like, come on, all he does is lay around. He just lazes around. It's all about him. Yeah, and whoever was there would just seem like they were literally, the response was just amusing him, more or less. They're like, yeah, no, I hear you, yeah. Mm-hmm. They were just kind of like letting him talk.
Yeah. So then they did the tug of war challenge for immunity.
Yeah, mud of war is what I called it.
Where Danny, right before she says that Gary is an NFL quarterback.
NFL quarterback, yeah.
And then she just outs him in the middle of the challenge to them. She's like, he's a quarterback. You're a linebacker, so you got this one. So that came up when they went back to camp, but so far it doesn't really seem to have had too much of an effect, Yeah.
So Gary plays it cool. He says, "Nah, that's kind of funny. If he makes it to merge, she's obviously going to make the case that because like, no, you definitely are, and that could be an interesting dynamic there.
I think they would bond over it. She's a freaking sportscaster or whatever, You think that would be something they could bond over?
And then he could even like approach her and be like, "Hey, I've been trying to keep them in the." But then if he admits that to her, then that's like gives her a little bit of an advantage, right? He's like, "Hey, could you play it cool? Like we can form an alliance."
Well, she could have even like kept it cool to potentially tell him in the future, like, I know you're.
Like, hey, I know.
I think it's cool. Work with you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe she didn't necessarily know that he was keeping it on the DL.
She said, she commented he's probably not telling them.
Yeah.
That. I guess that's because she told the rest of her tribe, right?
Yeah.
Back at camp. She was like, he's probably not telling them that either.
Mm.
So already all those people know. So before they even go into the merge,
Yeah,
They'll know
they have
that.
a one up sort of on him in that regard.
Yeah, so at this point, you might as well tell him. But she could have waited to tell him, but maybe she would have thought that he'd be threatened by that and not want her to expose the secret. But who knows? Who knows? They might connect in some way if they get to the merge.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it basically just came down to Lydia or Morgan, and Brian made sure to give Lydia a heads up and say like you should go tell the people why they should keep you because they're thinking of voting you out. So I don't know if there was anything else involved in his last minute scrambling that he talked about, but there was that at least. And whatever it was seemed to work.
Yeah, they were able to. He was able to scramble. Yeah, because they were pretty decided on Lydia, and then she was kind of making her case, and looked like they might have been weaving a little bit. At least on Gary's side, he looked like he might have been. He was kind of second guessing it when she was talking to him about it. And yeah, then I think they're working. They got it swapped around.
But
so
before they even mentioned Lydia or Morgan, though, Jamie was talking immediately. Said he wanted to get Stephanie out because she knows the game.
Right.
But
no
one was taken to it because she could help in the challenges at least.
Yep. Yeah, it seemed like she's made a pretty good case. She's come into the tribe pretty well. It looks like people respect her, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. So her name wasn't even in consideration here.
No, not really, which is interesting.
I guess if they're going on tribe strength, then it'll be more interesting once we get down to where that's not the factor they're depending on, And then see if she's insulated enough to actually, once like her strength isn't the only thing keeping her there,
Yeah, be interesting to see if both her and Bobby John make it to the merge.
Right, that would be interesting too.
Yeah,
see that play out.
Yeah.
So, who would you award the MVP to for the episode?
I give it to Rafe's shoe.
Yeah, Rafe getting his shoe caught up there.
That was pretty funny. And then he was eating ants at camp. I'm not going to give it to Rafe.
Yeah, why are they eating ants?
Yeah, that's why ridiculous. Did he start doing that? Why did he start doing that? I don't understand.
Well, let's not be children here, folks.
Especially because, like Lydia, like, moments later comes and is like, I got fish. it's like,
each have one. Oh, so is this actually the biggest? Is there 20 altogether? Is this actually the biggest cast ever? Because like last time they took out Jonathan Wanda immediately, so it went down to 18.
Yeah, so this one is actually the largest cast ever. I think I'm probably gonna give it to Gary. Give it to Gary. Gary's a player this time around. He's making his presence known. He looked like I like the emphasis on him, like can like sort of considering Lydia's what she had to say. She was really specifically. It was shown that she was like reaching out to him about like I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I think I contribute a lot. So.
But Brian was the one who got her to do that in the first place.
Brian was the one that got her to do that. So good on Brian because Brian apparently did all the scrambling. But he'd also not really spoken at all before the last moments of the episode. Mm-hmm. So.
You just love Gary.
I do love Gary. I love Gary.
NFL quarterback. Gary
but like playing it cool, I'm just really interested in seeing how that plays out because he's kept the ruse up. I was maybe thinking, oh, maybe it might not be a bad idea to come clean now, but he's still playing it cool. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see I want to see how that plays out. So
yeah. All right. Well, that's it for that episode, I guess.
All right.
Come back next week for more Survivor Guatemala.
What
video would you recommend our viewers watch after this one?
Go check out episode 9 of Survivor. The last one we just did, Survivor Palau, episode 9.
Episode 9.
Yeah, episode 9. Okay. That is the Stephanie alone episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go check that out, and then click the link in the description if you want to give us any feedback or input on the episode, and also click other links in the description for all of our social media, and subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, see you next week.
All right.